Hello? Poe of the Graveyard? If you stare at it with Z targeting, it will disappear. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I had no idea this was a thing. I was just moving in place to begin the video. I just read that guy's grave and he spawned. What was your name? Hang on, can we see your name real quick? Royal Composer Brothers, Sharp the Elder, rest in peace. Well, he's clearly not resting in peace. Maybe we can fix that? Hit him once. He backs up, doesn't like us. Hit him with slingshot. Nah, he's disappearing, okay. Then we block. Then he'll reappear, probably. That's how the other pose have worked. Do that. What a way to begin this video, by the way. Holy shit. Alright, does anything special happen if I kill you? I guess that's what I'm here to find out. There we go, you're dead. Happy little postal. Yeah! You killed me! Huh? Oh, it's you. Yeah, you're murderer. You're after-death murderer. Did you try to play the sun song? Like I told you before, with that song, you can turn day to night or night to day whenever you want. You didn't tell me before. The stone told me that. What? Did you talk through the stone? When you're in darkness, that song should bring the sun's light to you. You should try it. Buddy, that is like freaking 12 episodes too late to tell me that. How about the other grave? Because I think the other grave might have someone else. Let's see. Check. Flat the Younger. He's younger because he was smaller and therefore flatter because he was squished. I don't know. Don't ask. Best not to ask. Okay, no ghost has spawned here apparently? Maybe if I start to mess with the graves from behind. What? Have you ever played the Nocturne of Shadow that Sheik taught you? Thanks for the help, Navi. Not like I had to play the song to teleport here or anything. So there is another composer brother, but I'm not actually sure how to spawn him. Let me try jumping down here. Oh yeah, and hey everybody, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Last time, we went through the bottom of the well as young Link, traveling back into time, unlocking the way and going down there, and then we got the Lens of Truth, which I meant to equip before the start of the video instead of my Ocarina, but here we are. Yes, we have the Lens of Truth. This time, we should now have everything we need to fully explore the Shadow Temple as an adult 7 years in the future. However, there are a couple of things I would like to wrap up as young Link first, so I shall start with those, and then we'll head back to the future before you know it. I guess this is one of the things I want to wrap up. So... you're gonna... No. Is it just him that spawns? I know that there is another ghost. Because, like, Majora's Mask has another ghost. Has both of those ghosts in it, so yeah. Not really sure. Maybe I have to return here as an adult. I've never actually read those graves before. That is very interesting. I'm sure if you defeated him, he'd just tell you some lame hint like usual. Hey, how you been holding up these days? I'm gonna dig and dig, just like Dampé. I don't think that stick's gonna do very well at digging, but you have fun with that, kid. Alright, so first things first, do we put... No, we did not put the ghost in the bottle, that makes sense, but all 4 of our bottles are empty, so I'm going to go fill them all up with the 500 rupees that I have stored in my freaking pocket, in my giant's wallet. I have hit the max capacity of a giant's wallet. That's how filthy rich I am. Actually, I don't think 500 rupees will be enough to buy a house in this economy, so probably not, but still... So even a giant can't afford a house, basically. That's kind of weird, but I guess a giant wouldn't be able to fit in a house, so it's no big loss. Is there a potion shop as... Okay, maybe it's only in Hyrule Castletown. Okay, I remember there is a potion shop as Adult Link, but I think there isn't one as Young Link, so we will have to head back to the Castletown. I suppose in the meantime, let's go buy the magic beans first. I did say that's one of the things I wanted to do. We're gonna go back to the bean seller, buy the rest of his magic beans. We should have enough rupees for it, and then... I want to say there's a magic bean spot in Kokiri Forest that I never got. Unfortunately, as Young Link, you cannot ride Epona. What happens if you play Epona's song, though? I've never actually tried that. Let me... Nope, that's not the ocarina. There we go. Let me try that. Igaro, 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 oh. I don't know. Yeah, nothing happens. Epona does not come running across the field. She is too busy putting in work at Lon Lon Ranch, whatever they're doing to her. Probably just, you know, feeding her, raising her, training her, all that stuff. You know, normal horse owner things, not wherever my mind decided to jump to first thing. Anyway, we're gonna swim against the current, and it's gonna somehow work. Some river this is. Like, this is the only named river in the entire game, and look at how pathetically tiny it is. I suppose in your imagination it's supposed to be much larger, but yeah. The rivers in these old Zelda games are definitely not that much. I mean, the rivers in the really old Zelda games are basically just glorified lakes. Doesn't anyone else feel that way? Like, you get to a place called River in a 2D Zelda game, and it's more so just a big mass of water. It's a lake more than it is a river. Ah, whatever. Alright. Gonna roll through here, and there's the bean seller. There's the man of the hour, or the creature of the hour. Can't really be sure. He looks kind of like a goblin, but then again, all Hylians have those ears. I think it's just that he's bald. I called this guy a goblin because he's bald. That is very mean of me. I take that back, sir. We have magic beans. You want them? Huh? 100 rupees for one piece. This should be the last one. Find a suitable spot for a garden and plant it with seed. Then, wait for something fun to happen. Aw, man, you have to wait 7 years for something fun to happen? That's annoying. Alright, how many of these do I have? Because this should be the last one. I only have one. That means... Wait, that means I've planted a magic bean in every single magic bean spot. Or maybe you have more and I'm forgetting? Oh, too bad. We're sold out. What? Oh, these beans are for sale. Yeah, I don't want the beans you ate either, so yeah, I agree with that. Those are not for sale. Right, so I know where the last magic bean patch is that we haven't seen yet. It's in an area we haven't been to yet, so we're just gonna buy those and store them for later. Okay, very cool. Not a lot of backtracking is needed then after all. I thought I'd have to go back to like Kakariko Forest and plant one there. Actually, there's a magic bean platform in the Lost Woods. I can't remember if I rode on it, whatever. If I ridden on it, I don't know. This is the problem with me spacing out these recording sessions so much, is I forget everything I've done in this game, and also because Ocarina of Time's more forgettable than Majora's Mask. Oh, there, I said it. Anyway. Yeah, it's so much easier to forget all that I've done in this game, particularly because I don't really know the 100% experience of this game. Wait a second, I think I just went away from something else I wanted to do. 1 second, we gotta go back to Zora's River. I promise we'll get to the dungeon at some point this episode. I do hope to get through the entirety of the Shadow Temple in this video. If we do, then this video is probably gonna be well over an hour long. I'd be okay with that, as long as it's not like 2 hours. That would be weird. I'll have to start like rushing. I'll have to start speed running through it when the time comes, when we actually get to the dungeon. To the dungeon, not the donjon, or whatever I was about to say. Like I said before, we have not seen Kepora Gebora in a very long time, and personally, I'm okay with that, but, you know, it is kind of weird how he's just vanished. At least it's better than Majora's Mask, where, like, you meet that owl twice, and then he's just fucking gone. Like, you never see him again for the rest of the game. Alright, swim with the fishes in the water. I think swimming with the fishes actually means drowning. We're definitely not going to do that, but we are going to swim through the water, climb over this log, and I believe some frogs are looking at you. Yes, pull out the ocarina. One of these guys is big, and I think what I remember saying is you need to play one of the 5, like, top row non-warp songs, or at least you need to play 5 unique songs to them. So I think I've probably played them Zelda's Lullaby, so let's move on to... Whoops. Fucking God, I did it again. They stopped hopping that time. That's funny. They're happy! The yellow one has grown! Young lad, you play the ocarina well! That melody is so fine! Ribbit! We all should practice it! Ribbit! Take rupees as a souvenir. If you come up with another nice melody, please drop by and play it, Ribbit Ribbit! Rupees for the second one. I think we already got the piece of heart from these guys. I think there's a second one you can get, though, for later on. But we did get, like, the piece of heart for doing it the first time. Now, what are the other songs we can play? So we did Saria's song. I think we did Zelda's Lullaby, Epona's song we haven't done yet, Sun's song we haven't done yet, Song of Time, Song of Storms. Cool. So those will be the rest of the ones I do. Let's do Epona's song. Not a lot to say while I'm playing the songs, especially because, you know, the songs are nice. The gray one has grown. Hit puberty. All right, that is the exact same dialogue, and that's a full wallet once again to spend on potions later. Actually, I think you can only get the blue potions as an adult. Whatever, that's fine. I guess I'll save some rupees for then. Then. There's Song of Time. The Song of Time stands out the most to me because of its role in Majora's Mask. I just can't stop thinking about Majora's Mask, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I just remembered, there's actually something in Goron City. None of them grew from that. Interesting, okay. Well, they still gave me rupees, so I'm okay with that. How about Song of Storms? This should be a new song, this should be interesting to you. But yeah, there's something we can now access in, whatchamacallit, Goron City as Adult Link, now that we have the long shot. Again, no one grew. Okay, I'm not sure what the rules of this thing are, but I know that if you get all of them grown, something happens. Let's do Sun Song then. Okay, well, all three of the already grown frogs were singing that one, so it'd be kind of a surprise if one of the others grew from this. Okay, whatever the fuck, I don't know. Give me those rupees, thank you. I don't need them, they're just disappearing, but thank you, I'll take them. Have I played Zelda's Lullaby to you then? I would think that I did, but you do learn multiple songs before, or you can learn multiple songs before going down Zora's River, so... Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't. I'm glad you play the yes, I sure do. It's more rupees. Okay, what happens if you pull it out again? Now that they're all grown. Look at us! We're all huge frogs! We are the world-famous, fabulous, fried froggish tenors! Ribbit! Oh, I should... Hold on. Let me do that again. Ribbit! Alright. Make us jump so we can eat the bugs flying above us, Ribbit. You unlock access to a minigame where you have to play the right note to make the frog jump up and eat the butterfly that's above it. I don't remember where all the frogs are positioned in accordance to what note is played, so I'm going to mess this up, but... Okay, then ready, set, go. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. You do get another piece of heart if you can successfully do it. I'm good. I might choose to come back to it later if I feel really compelled to, but otherwise, I think I'm just gonna head off. This video's gonna take forever if I don't, so yeah. I have no more need for these rupees. I was gonna collect these rupees to save up for all the stuff I want to get, but guess I can't do that anymore. I'll just be collecting a bunch of pointless change for my wallet that's already bursting with riches. I should go buy a Tesla after this. Why did the music restart? That's interesting. Maybe because we played all those songs for the frogs that messed something up in the music code. I have been kind of interested, to enunciate better, in looking into how the dynamic music in Hyrule Field actually works. It seems like the way it works is pretty simple. Like, there's three different sections, or rather three different types of measure section of song, whatever you call it, that can play. One for if you're moving around, one for if you're near an enemy, and one for if you're standing still. And so the game will look, hey, are you near an enemy? That if yes, then start playing this one or something, you know. It's probably pretty simple, but I think looking into the exact rules that govern it would be pretty interesting. Could make for an interesting main channel video. Let me know if you want to see that one day, because I do know this game has been decompiled, so, like, we do have the code for it. Or, at least, we have a code base that creates the game. Might not be, like, it's definitely not the original code base, because that's not really how decompiling works, but it's basically the same. Alrighty, let me go buy some potions. I'll also see if there's anything from the bazaar I should buy. You know, the normal shop that everyone very much cares about. I don't think we ever need blue fire ever again. Green potion... The Lens of Truth does use magic, but I don't think we're ever going to need that. Let's just get a red potion instead. We'll do that. Select items, yes. I know what red potions are. Yep. I know what red potions are. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to buy something else. I think I'll buy a fairy. Why not? Oh, sorry. It's a fairy's spirit. And then it turns into a fairy. You caught a fairy in a bottle. Yeah, where did this fairy come from? Yep. Indeed. Thanks. Oh, great, there's more. Yep. Okay, one more thing. What about you? You're a Poe. I don't need you. Fish, bottled bug. Yeah, we don't need any of those. I'll just take another potion. Alright, now that I'm done farming for blood vials, I'm gonna have this re-explained to me again? What is this? Skyward Sword? Fuck off! Alright, let me get out of here. Actually, wait, what do you say? There's a rumor going around that there is a potion shop that can make the ultimate medicine! Are you a time traveler? A fellow time traveler across these roads? Wow! Never thought I would meet one quite like me, alright. Started to run out of ideas to continue that phrase, that sentence, that chain of words, you know? I came here to sell bombs. Please buy some. You didn't offer me any option to buy. That's probably a mistranslation in the English version. I heard a rumor that there is a monster that eats Hylian shields somewhere out there in the world. Have you ever seen it? Yes, I've seen quite a few, in fact. Can I buy arrows as young Link? I guess, we can... Sure. Yeah, we can. Cool. Okay, I'll take that. Came here to sell bombs, but then... I guess he means, like, I gave my bombs to this guy behind the counter who is now selling them. Maybe? Maybe that's how it works? Sorry, I didn't mean to bump right into you, old lady. This building over here is, I think, the one place in Hyrule Castletown I would like to see. Treasure chest contest temporarily closed. Open tonight, though, so let's play the Sun Song. I saved this minigame until now because now that we have the Lens of Truth, we can complete this minigame much more easily. Also, have we ever talked to this guy before? It seems like it's taking forever for Dawn. Yes, I think we have. I think we've seen that guy. You there. This looks like just an ordinary house, but once you go inside, it is indeed a minigame, and of course a dog has followed us inside, because you can't avoid that. So yes, now that we have the Lens of Truth, this minigame is essentially free. You'll see why. Open the chest and... surprise! If you find a key inside, you'll be able to advance. Left or right, try your luck. 10 rupees to play. Do you want to try it? Yes. And definitely not because I'm going to cheat. Does he say anything extra about that? Or that key, proceed to the room ahead, go, go? Okay. I think there was a sign somewhere that said, like, no glasses in the treasure chest shop or whatever. And there's a good reason. Turn on the Lens of Truth, you can see inside the chests. This is actually the only time you can see inside chests in this game. You cannot normally do that. You cannot normally see the contents of chests before you open it. It is a special effect specifically for this minigame. And that's this one. So yeah, like this, you can win this minigame every single time. I think this is cool, and honestly, I kind of wish the other minigames could do this too. I just noticed. Yeah, the color of the room is the color of rupee you get if you choose the wrong one. That's actually cool attention to detail. But yeah, I actually wish other minigames would do this, because, like, the minigames in Zelda games are what I consider to be, honestly, the hardest parts of them. Like, some of them definitely demand a lot from you, especially if you're playing one of the N64 games and they expect you to aim well. Like, yeah, that sucks. Those minigames are the absolute worst. And so, I kind of wish more of them had, like, cheese methods like this, where the further you progress through the games, you unlock a way to cheese it. It would be pretty cool. And with that, we are now a victor! Definitely a legitimate one. Don't look closely in my inventory. Winner! You got a piece of heart. Oh, we completed another heart container. Yes! I knew we were going to do that sometime this video, but didn't really expect it to be this soon, I guess. You do have to walk all the way back out. I suppose you could play a warp song, but I don't know. I'll get my steps in for the day. Does take a really long time, though, and there's nothing interesting to say as I do, so... Oh my god, man, your shop is huge. Alright, oh yeah, was it this poster that says it? No, you can't read this poster at all. The dog despawn... Where did the dog go? Okay, the dog's still behind me, so I guess that's fine. Why not? Let's leave this world in nighttime and travel back to the future. I didn't have any other way to end that, so there you go. It's ended now. Wow, I rarely visit this area at nighttime like this. Looks pretty cool, I must say. Though it is kind of weird how the temple and the trees and whatever have the exact same lighting as daytime. So it looks like it's still daytime, but it's not. It's nighttime. I don't know. Very weird. Alrighty, give me my Master Sword back. Give me... Hold on, can we just take a look? at that real quick. Oh my god, I did not notice just how low poly this room is. Look, the wall is way closer on that side. Oh my god, look at how that space suddenly emerges into existence as you walk through the threshold. I never noticed that before. Man, even on modern screens, the game does a great job of hiding its less good-looking areas. Okay, I suppose I can buy a blue potion from Kakariko Village, and then we shall make our way into the Shadow Temple. I don't know if I should walk all the way there. I probably shouldn't, honestly. I'm gonna change clothes real quick. Don't look. Then we're gonna play Nocturne of Shadow. I actually remembered it. I did it first try. I can't believe that. Normally it takes me a while to remember these songs. I remember the Majora's Mask songs way more. Though then again, if I went back to play Majora's Mask again, on the emulator, I would probably have a tougher time with it. It's the controller I'm using. You know, I'm having my friend play through, Majora's Mask for the first time, and I did direct her to play it on Project 64 with an Xbox controller, and I'm starting to wonder if that wasn't the greatest idea, because, like, I got used to it because I played the game on official hardware, on the 3DS specifically, beforehand, and so I was able to kind of grasp the controls a lot more easily. She has never played a Zelda game before, she's never grappled with controls that weird before, so she's kind of been struggling through the game so far, and I feel kind of bad about it, but I don't know, she still seems to be liking it enough, hopefully. Anyway, it's just kind of a funny story I thought I'd say. Hang on, I hear a cow. There must be an area. Oh no, I hear the cow inside of Impa's house. Never mind. I forgot Impa's house has a cow in it for some reason. Oh man, sorry, poor buddy. You're trapped out in the rain like this. That must not be good. That's not gonna be good for your health. God fucking damn it. It's gonna reset me back to the entrance, so I have to waddle all the way over here again because, you know, why would this game be good? They can totally just save your position and drop you there. I don't understand why. I guess it's to avoid, like, spawning you inside of an entity, but does it take that much performance to just check if I'm overlapping an entity, and if I am, move me away? I feel like that should be possible. Whatever. Oh wait, actually, aren't all the shops closed? Oh no, they're not. Okay, so it's... I don't know, why are the shops closed at first? But now they're open. I don't understand this game. Let me stop trying to pretend to understand this game and barely avoid falling into that hole as I go to buy my blue potion. Yes, it is technically better to have all your bottles filled with fairies. I don't really care. Ultimate potion! Is that how people greet... Is that how witches greet each other usually? Ultimate potion! How's your day been? Alright, climb on the fence. This guy's eyeing me suspiciously. You see this guy down the court? He's like watching me climb that fence like, what are you doing up there, troublemaker? Now the well is dried up. I've already solved that mystery. It involved going back 7 years to the past. Alright, we gotta play the Nocturne of Shadow again, because I think that is the only way... There we go. That time I kind of forgot it. I think that's the only way to access the Shadow Temple, is to play this song. I don't believe there's a way up there normally. Unless you can use the long shot, I'm not really sure. We'll go back for the thing in Goron City another time, probably after this dungeon. We'll have time. We'll have the Ocarina of Time to give us time to do that. Actually, that's its function in Majora's Mask. Can you not be weird, camera? Thank you. So we've already opened the way before, but we could not go inside because there was a big painting in the way. However, now that we know what we know, now that we've acquired the Lens of Truth, I'm sure you know what the real answer for progressing through the Shadow Temple is. Turn to the right, long shot across, and yep, it was fake the whole time. Yep. Thank you, I know. I believe it is possible to get through the entire Shadow Temple without the Lens of Truth if you know what you're doing, but you have to have the whole place memorized. If it's your first time going through, you better have the Lens of Truth, or else this place is gonna be hell. Only one who has sacred feet can cross the valley of the... I forgot it said that. Sacred feet is such a funny saying. I'm sorry. It just is. All right, so we can see another one of these paintings is also fake. The rest of them are real. Then we can also see the skulls on... Make my beak face the skull of truth. Yeah, thank you. The alternative is descent into the deep darkness. All right, so grab onto this, grab onto the symbol of Islam, and push it over to this skull. This is the true one, right? No! Yeah, that's what happens if you fail that puzzle, and you get teleported all the way back here. My goodness. Big punishment for failure. Anyway, if you may have noticed, while we had the Lens of Truth out, yes, thank you. Some of these skulls on the pedestals are disappearing, but one of them remains. What you want to do... Are you guys gonna interrupt me every time? What you want to do is point the statue towards the one that is still real, even by using the Lens of Truth, because the others aren't really there. They're illusions. I can let go of the controls here, and Link will automatically push it the rest of the way, not pull it. I was gonna say, aren't you gonna do something? Yes. A gate opens over there, but there's no way to get across, and with the Lens of Truth, yeah, there's no invisible walkway either. I guess we gotta go find some sacred feet and attach them to our legs and use them. However that'll work. So go through this door, because it's the only way you can go to start. One who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness. A trick so nice you see it twice. I want to say, Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. Okay, that's not exactly what I want to say, but I want to say that this game has fewer graphical glitches on emulator with the Lens of Truth than Majora's Mask did. And I'm not really sure why that is, because it's the same engine, but they did make modifications to it for Majora's Mask. This is interesting though, Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. Hyrule did supposedly have a dark past, and supposedly this temple contains all of it, supposedly enough. You're flickering, but you're actually the only real one. All the others aren't flickering. This one's real. This one isn't, so I'm assuming that's just kind of a misaligned texture, or maybe an emulator quirk, you never know. We have no map, so while every single one of those panels tells us the same goddamn thing, we'll head through this door first, and hi. Everyone's worst nightmare, one re-dead. Oh wait, I hear keys. That kind of sucks too. Hang on, if I shoot these, is this gonna wake the re-dead? Those are the only two, right? Okay, good. Re-dead is not awake. Man, can't wait to see how my friend is gonna react to these, to these guys. All right, prepare yourself. Bam! The Master Sword annihilates them. It's awesome. Oh man, one of these days I'm hoping to be standing on top of one of these chests as they appear. The result of that is pretty great. You'll like float above it as it spawns in. All right, thank you. Thank you for the arrows. Thank you for the refill on the 2 arrows I spent killing those geese. This should have the map in it, which will be a great help. Indeed, the dungeon map. So we are currently in a tiny dead-end room. Let's take a look at the whole map. Wow, this place is weird. Look at how small the upper 2 floors are, and then it gets huge as you go down. Oh my god, look at that last floor. Yeah, this place might seem small and simple at first, very small and constrained, but oh, don't you worry. It opens up big time. The map kind of spoiled that for us. Would have been cooler for us to see it for ourselves, but that's fine. Where did I just throw that pot? Excuse me, where did I just throw that pot? Hang on, I have to try this with the other one. Hang on, can we use the Lens of Truth on this ceiling real quick? Okay, the ceiling does exist, but I'm guessing it doesn't have any collision, so the pots were able to pass right through and break on a wall on the other side. That's kind of funny. What is hidden in the darkness? Tricks full of ill will. You can't see the way forward. Bullshit, I have the Lens of Truth. I went on an entire journey in the past to get the thing that lets me see the way forward. Don't you dare tell me I can't see the way forward, that I didn't come prepared. All right, so we have yet more Attack of the Evil Pottery. Only one of the 4, though. Interesting. Are you gonna be Evil Pottery too? Yes, I get it. Hyrule has a dark past. My god, shut up. It's kind of one annoying aspect of this place. Every single one of those stops you. Every single one of these walls stops you to tell you that. Yes, I know. Why? It would be one thing if they all had something different to say, but many of them just say the same thing. I don't understand why all of them stop you. All right, open this door. Ah, look who it is. It's the Dead Hand, version 2. Now with more arms. All right, we're gonna break out of this. Okay, well, we got grabbed double. Prepare for double and make it trouble. Prepare for trouble and make it double. That's the saying. I'm an idiot. No. No, you do not. Okay, so now that we have the Lens of Truth, there's actually another strategy we can bring to this guy. So we're gonna wait for him to drop, and then we're going to attack. You're not so scary as an adult, are ya? There we go. I hit his head while he was standing up. That's impressive. Okay, I know you can do. Why can I not jump attack him? I swear you can jump attack him. People have done it all the time. What's the deal? Maybe I have to back up more, but if I back up more, what the fuck? All right, there we go. So what you can do here is actually bring out your bombs. Oh yeah, I have fire arrows. I should use these. There we go. Bring out your bombs. Once he burrows, stay away from the AoE, then use the Lens of Truth and look for a shadow on the ground. There's a shadow on the ground over here. Drop a bomb on it. The Dead Hand will hide under the ground in a particular location, and if you bomb it, you can bring him out early without having to be grabbed again. This is something you can't really bring to the first fight because you didn't have the Lens of Truth until after you beat him the first time. Okay, I think I have to use the animation, kind of. I have to wait for him to bite, back up, backflip instead of jump attack. You know, that's how you do things. Why can I not do this? People do this shit all the time. Why am I incapable? Come on. That works. I'll take that. I'll also take that as the finishing blow. As he twitches on the ground out of existence once more, we shall claim our new prize. Man, this fella has given us 2 dungeon items. Quite generous. Did I just almost say generous? Behold the sacred feet! Or the hover boots, that works too. I'm never not going to call them sacred feet from this point onwards. It's just too funny. With these mysterious boots, you can hover above the ground. The downside, no traction. You can even use these to walk for short periods where there is no solid ground. Be brave and trust in the feet. So if you were to put these boots on and just walk around normally, it gives you permanent ice physics wherever you go. Look at this, you're slipping and sliding around like that, and when you come to a stop, yeah, you don't come to a stop right away. It does say no traction. What it actually means is reduced traction. There is still traction, it's just not very much. Or at least, that's what I've learned from playing Marble Blast Gold. No traction actually just means there's straight up no friction at all. Is that what it means, actually? Because traction and friction are 2 different words, so maybe that isn't quite what it means. I don't know. Either way, you can totally walk around in these if you want to avoid opening up the inventory screen to switch them out, which I can totally understand. But yeah, their main purpose is to get you across gaps like so. You just barely have enough time to get to the other side, and yeah. We can now use this to get the piece of heart in Zora's River. That I've been constantly seeing and passing by and trying to get and failing to do so every time. We should now have a very easy method for doing so. All right, we got a Beamos in here. We're just gonna destroy you. Or not. Okay. How about now? There we go. Blew up your teeth. And then there the rest of you went. Those mouths they have on their bottoms is really fucking weird and creepy looking. I like it. Let's get the Ocarina out, for we have another big fairy, and this, oh yeah, I wanted to test. We've taken a decent enough damage. Let's have a potion, why not? Yummy, tastes like Code Red. Okay, no, I do want my owl. My bottle. Where the fuck did I just get owl from? I don't know. Think this one is drawn out with the Song of Storms. There we go. Indeed. So here's the big fairy. Now, I don't think you can catch it. That would have caught it if it was a small fairy, so yeah. Now, I think I need the Lens of Truth back out again because we do have skull walls to the side. I think one of them is probably fake. Oh, 2 of them are fake, okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch the tiger by the lizard. If he hollers, don't let him go. We need to sell him to the zoo. We're going here first. This looks like progress. Let's go the other way first. Also looks very threatening with those freaking Grim Reapers in the center. Oh, hi. Yeah, we get it, okay? We get it. Yes, this is very much not progress. I had a feeling that was the case, but I had to confirm it for myself, you know? Got some Gibdo in here, got 2. So we're going to make our way behind them. I don't hear any keys or any other enemies. Unless there is someone invisible. No, there is not. We shall slowly creep behind. And bam, 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 bam. Now, since that guy's dead, I think his friend's gonna slowly walk towards us. No, okay, only Redeads do that. Gibdo do not. That is one difference in their behavior, one of the few. Wanna see, I don't think this was added until Majora's Mask, but if you shoot him with a fire arrow, absolutely nothing happens. Okay, yeah. In Majora's Mask, if you shoot a Gibdo with a fire arrow, they actually turn into a Redead, showing that they are literally the same creature. However, Ocarina of Time does not do that. Door has opened, chest has appeared. This probably has the compass in it, since it is a large chest that required killing enemies to acquire. Now you can see the location of many hidden things, including your own. You are one of the hidden things in the dungeon. You are among them. I think this last wall can actually be blown up with a bomb, if I'm not mistaken. So let me do that. I guess this guy, the Beamos in here, was encouraging you to bring out your bombs since, you know, bombs are the main way to take down a Beamos. Oh, it requires a key. We don't have a key. Okay, so I could have gone this way first. Good to know. Not like I can do anything about it now. Already decided to go the other way first. Okay, these Reapers, they don't actually turn at a constant rate. They speed up and down. Okay, I jumped to avoid them. That was cool. All right. Does this corner have anything in it? No. Cool. So there are many ways you can actually avoid their Reaper. You can roll underneath them, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. As long as you don't touch them coming out of the roll. Okay, I just completely failed to press A there. Cool. Then another way, another kind of stylish way to avoid them is actually to use the hook shot. It is possible. Okay, not if you do that. Let me get hit by them. Then, hi-ya! Okay, not quite at the right timing. Not quite the right timing again. I swear this is possible. Yeah. You will technically get hit during the animation, but during the hookshot animation, you are invincible, so you will take no damage from it as a result. It's kind of cool. It's not really practical. It's much easier to just roll or whatever, but you can do it. Oh god, that was close. All right, this should be the last rupee. There we go. That opens the way to the smiling. Hey! That would have been a bad end to a no-hit run. Could you imagine? People have actually done no-hit runs for Majora's Mask. I'd be curious to see them. Because, like, I can't imagine avoiding damage in these games as easy whatsoever. You are expected to take damage. Lots of it, in fact. All right, here we go. Good, this thing did not respawn, so it remains bombed. Now we can continue. So far, this dungeon has been kind of linear, and yeah, that's kind of how the Shadow Temple is. It's a lot more linear than the previous dungeons, which is perfectly okay with me. A lot of its set pieces are just like, here's a locked door in your way, go down this optional path and complete a series of challenges to gain a key, which will then let you open the locked door and continue on to the next set of challenges. That's basically the Shadow Temple. There's not a lot of, like, open-ended backtracking or anything like that. I'm okay with it, personally. I don't think linear games equal bad like everyone else seems to. Only just, there we go, fire arrow for you. Fuck you. Die. But yeah, it is one thing about this place. If you're expecting the Water Temple, well, you might be glad to hear that this is not like the Water Temple at all. Hi. Out of my face. Thank you. Do that. We'll continue. Watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. Just once, I want you to make that a surprise, Navi. I want to have a Wallmaster be a surprise, you know? I want you to be able to hear this sound and go, what's that sound? Oh shit, right, it's those! Though, maybe it's for the best so the players aren't, like, brought back to the beginning of the dungeon with no warning. I don't know, Tattle never warned you about Wallmasters and that went fine, so, whatever. Though Wallmasters appeared in exactly, like, one place in the game, I'm pretty sure. Just the beneath the wall. I did not realize that was chopping fast. Okay, noted. I will take care to avoid that next time. Oh, hi, fire bubble. Have we seen those guys before, the fire bubbles? Yeah, I think we did in the fire temple. I'm not at all sure where that one comes from because, hi, Stalfos. Okay, Stalfos with no mini-boss music. We're moving up in the world. I believe this Stalfos can actually walk off the edge just fine. He does not fall. Never mind. That was great timing, holy shit. All right, from the looks of things in this room, this way's looking like the proper way, and yes, indeed, there are invisible platforms in the way. Is there another big fairy here? We don't need it. I'm not gonna bother. Let's jump across. Jump up, but get down. I still remember that from, like, an old Space Hamster video, I think it was, that mentioned Splatoon and, like, the arcade minigames inside of it, and he sang a song along with Squid Jump. It's a very specific memory I have, but it's a memory I've kept after all this time. Hey, this room looks kind of familiar. Yeah, there's invisible reapers in the center of this one. There's also a like on the other side, which I am afraid of. I hate that. Okay, we're gonna go over here to be safe from the reapers. And we're gonna, all right. One thing about fire arrows, you cannot use 2 magic items at the same time in this game. For some reason, the programming does not support it. It's very strange, but that is the case. So if you try to use fire arrows while the Lens of Truth is active, you cannot do that. You can only shoot normal arrows. I want to say that the 3DS versions will actually, like, is there a hookshot target? No, but you have to play the Song of Time here to get those. Probably lead somewhere else as well. Anyway, I want to say that the 3DS versions of these games will actually, like, you can shoot arrows with the Lens of Truth on, but they will only be normal arrows, not whatever magic arrow you've equipped. However, this original version just doesn't let you use the bow at all if you have a magic arrow equipped. Kind of weird. And you're using Lens of Truth at the same time. You know what I mean. That probably also means you can't use the Lens of Truth and the big spin attack at the same time. Yeah, no, you can't. It's very weird. It's a very weird little limitation, but yeah, it's a thing. Anything up there? Was there any point to climbing this at all? I'm guessing no, so let's shoot down the keys on the other side of the room, so you never have to deal with them. I kind of wish that was an AoE move. That would probably make the fire arrows a lot more interesting to use, in my opinion. Yeah, like, come on. You're telling me that doesn't burn the keys to death? Like, I exploded an arrow right next to it. Come on. No, of course, no. You have to aim perfectly. There we go. Now, you're next. You're next, buddy. I'm actually just gonna lure him this way. I don't really feel the need to use the long shot. Okay, then I think once he goes back, he's attackable. Okay, yep. No. We are not being swallowed. We are not being swallowed today. Wow, I've actually used over half my magic bar for the first time in this whole playthrough. Incredible. Sorry, like, oh, hi! I didn't mean to fight you. Sure. Got a bundle of arrows. I didn't mean to get that, but I'll take it. Okay, kill you. Grab your token. How many of those do we have now? Do we have the next reward unlocked yet? Okay, we're on the way to the last one. I think we've already gotten the reward for 40 Skulltulas. Hopefully. Wow. Okay, so our reward for going through this room was arrows and 5 fucking rupees. That can't be it, right? Was that it? Was that actually it? You had to deal with this invisible Grim Reaper, a like, had to play the Song of Time to climb up a block for 2 recovery hearts, and your reward is 5 rupees and fucking arrows. I thought I would get a key. Did I miss a key? Maybe I did miss a key. We might have to go back there later. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I need a key. Alright, if I'm honest, fighting Stalfos as normal enemies, not really my favorite thing. Fighting them just basically amounts to wait for them to lower their shield briefly so you can get a hit in yourself. If there's anything about Ocarina of Time's combat I'm not a fan of is that there's a lot of enemies that just kind of make you wait. I mean, like, we can criticize Egoraptor's sequelitis video all day, and I think it is worth criticizing. He himself has criticized it too in a Twitter post recently, but I think if there's anything from that video I do agree with, it's the fact that these enemies just make you wait in lieu of actual challenge. And it's not really the best design thing in the world. Guess who probably has to fight that Stalfos again? Goody! Actually, I think it's fine. I think we could just run past. I think you need the hover boots for this, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Something worth noting is you can roll off the edges with hover boots. Oh, right! I totally forgot! One of the things I wanted to do, I have this claim check for the Big Auron sword. I need to go back there at some point. Well, that'll be for next time. We'll have to be going back up there for the other secret thing anyway. Right, let's go to the more... Okay. Fantastic. I don't understand why it spawns you all the way over here. I already fell and took damage, and I have to make the jump again. Why do I respawn all the way at the beginning of the room? Probably because it's how the previous games worked, to an extent. Alright, let's go. Yes, we can roll off like that for extra speed, and perfect. Oh, God. Don't run into that. That is a problem. That is bad news bears. That's bad news bears and Beamos. Speaking of Beamos, I need bombs. Let's get those out. There's a lot of items you need to switch out in these late game dungeons. I feel like for a lot of the dungeons earlier in the game, you could just like have one set of 3 items on you at all times. But for here, you keep constantly having to open the inventory and switch them out, and it does start to get annoying with how slow the inventory menu moves. I'll stop being impatient with this game. I do like this game a lot, okay? I like it a lot. I wouldn't be playing it for this channel if I didn't like it. But, you know. I think these things are worth complaining about. Though they have since been addressed in future Zelda games, so it's not really worth complaining about them anymore in that case. Only one with the Eye of Truth will find the stone umbrella that protects against the rain of blades. The stone umbrella is quite a way to describe this block over here, yeah. Use the Lens of Truth, you will find the way to this block. You cannot deactivate the Lens of Truth while you're pulling the block. That's interesting. Though I'm not actually losing magic. Oh wait, am I? Okay, I think I was. You just lose magic quite slowly. Can't climb for some reason. That's fine. We'll just push it forwards into this. Oh yeah, I remember when I played through this dungeon on N64 on this emulator the first time, I was actually listening to like an interview with Gordon Ramsay. Don't ask why, I don't know. I think I was starting to watch Hell's Kitchen clips at that time, and so I just decided to briefly put on a video of an interview with Gordon Ramsay while playing through this part of the game. And so I now associate this room with Gordon Ramsay every time I go through it. Okay, this trap here moves very slowly. That's fine though. Makes it all the more easier to dodge. All the more easier. Yes, that's grammar. Give me. I don't need the hook shot. I don't need the hook shot. I promise you I don't need the hook shot. I don't need the hook shot. I might need the hook shot. It's looking like I'll need the hook shot. God damn it. Maybe if I can, like, use a bomb, knock myself into it. Hiya! Okay, maybe I could just backflip into it normally. No. I'm trying not to open the inventory and switch out items again, but I guess some things are just too good to be true. I don't technically need to pull out bombs to kill the Beamos, I just feel like it. You know, I never feel complete unless I kill every enemy I see in a game, okay? That's just how I work. Got a chest over here, probably has junk in it. Yep. I'm already full on arrows. Stop giving me more. Give them to someone who actually needs them. It's like what Moist Critical says. Please don't donate to me. Donate to someone who actually needs it. Alright. Here should be the end of the block, and then from this tiny ledge that makes just a little bit enough of difference for us to be able to climb the block and reach the top. Now we can climb over this and open this chest. Yay, more junk! Hey, at least we're filling up our rupee counter. At least these rupees are actually going somewhere. That drops a chest on the other side. This chest should have what we're after. Which is... eventually... small key. So while I'm thinking about it right now, before I forget to say it again, because I actually meant to bring this up last time, this music in the background, the Shadow Temples theme, is actually the first Legend of Zelda music I ever heard. My introduction to the franchise was, of all things, watching Tobuscus play Minecraft. Yeah, This was long before he was outed as a terrible person, so don't you worry. He was... Well, he wasn't good back then, probably, but he was still, like... I didn't know better at the time. Anyway, here's an invisible platform, I want to say. Yes, both of these platforms are invisible, so you have to have Lens of Truth to see this. Yeah? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Back in the old days, he was playing this really old mod for the game called AdventureCraft that had a collection of a bunch of adventure maps that were made as, like, recreations of other games. It was very strange. They weren't, like, exactly like the other games. They were kind of like a new spin on that game's formula. So, you know, you weren't literally playing a Zelda game in Minecraft. You were playing an adventure map that acted like a Zelda game. Okay, this guy saw me. I'm just gonna move away, wait for him to go back to normal. Anyway, it did include music from specifically the N64 Zelda games, and the Shadow Temples theme was one of them. And so I ended up hearing the Shadow Temples theme, like, for the first time in that video. And because the early videos in Tobuscus' little mini-series had game audio heavily quieted or muted entirely, I couldn't actually hear any of the music or sounds until, like, part 3, and that's when you were able to hear it, so yeah. So this music always reminds me of that. The little nostalgic memory that I have. Anyway, that's probably the most nostalgic memory I have connected to a Zelda game. And it wasn't even for a Zelda game. That's how young I am. Yeah, because around that time, Skyward Sword had, like, just released. I remember the first time I learned about, or first time I heard of Skyward Sword, I was under the impression that it had, like, literally just come out, but it had actually been a couple years since then. It was 2010 or 2011 that game came out. The same year as Dark Souls came out, which is really weird to think about. Like, two entire opposite types of games right there, but technically in the same genre of action-adventure with a fantasy setting, you know? Or I guess the same genres, because there's more than one genre applied to a game. In case you weren't aware, that's kind of how it works. I don't know why we seem so adamant to only attaching one genre to games. Like, okay. I don't know if I've ever brought this up on my main channel, but if I have, it's been a long time since then, so I gotta bring it up again. So, there's a YouTuber I like, John Wolf. I love his videos, but he has a take that I do not understand one bit. At the end of his Elden Ring Let's Play, from back in 2020, 2021, I want to say. No, wait. The game... Elden Ring didn't come out until 2022. So, back in his Elden Ring from 2022 to 2023. That's what I meant. Sorry, I'm getting all nasally. He mentioned that, like, Elden Ring isn't an adventure game. And I was very confused by this, and it turns out, apparently all that counts as an adventure game to him is those old point-and-click adventure games. You know, the ones where it's infamously confusing on how to make progress through them. Actually, no, let me fight fire with fire. That would be cooler. And besides, it would actually give me a use for magic. But yeah, apparently he thinks that only those games count as adventure games? Like, that's what the genre is? Only? But like, no? I'm sorry, I don't understand that at all. Aren't adventure games just games where you go on adventures? Doesn't Ocarina of Time count as an adventure game because you go on an adventure in it? Like, is that not how it should work? Because, like, I think the problem he's coming from, or... The problem with his argument is that he seems to be assuming games only have one genre, when that is very much not the case. Or, like, there's a genre for gameplay and a genre for the setting, and that's it. Those are the only two genres your game has. So, Ocarina of Time would be adventure and fantasy, and that's it. Absolutely nothing else to this game whatsoever. But games are way too complicated for us to reduce it to just one or two. Like, Elden Ring is an adventure game. I'm gonna say that. It's also an open world game. It's also a fantasy game. It can be all these things at once. You know what those old games are? They are adventure games. They are point and click adventure games. You see how it's going? Anyway. Whatever, sorry. I just had to complain about that real quick, because, like, I love that guy. I love John Wolf. I love his videos. We would probably not get along too well if we met in person, but, you know, that's kind of parasocial to think about, so I'm gonna stop myself right there. Anyway, but that take of his, I just do not agree whatsoever. It honestly kind of annoys me, but I won't bring it up to him because he's just gonna fucking... he's not gonna want to listen to me. He's that type of person. Anyway. Very slow traps in here. Oh, that's for good reason, because there's a fan, Though actually, I know for a fact John Wolf has seen my videos before on my main channel because he sent out like a application or like an opportunity where you could apply to become an editor for one of his channels. And I actually decided to sign up for that. This was back before my videos were actually popular on the main channel. And yeah, thank you. I should have used fire arrows, that'd be so much cooler. Anyway, you can clearly see what I'm doing. Use the iron boots to get around these guys. Oh, and then you have to time this last one. You need the hover boots for this, but you need to make sure that you aren't going across while it's blowing, or else you'll be blown back. I hope I'm not... Okay, I wasn't quite close enough. Or I was just barely close enough. Anyway. I did apply to be, I did submit an application to potentially become one of his editors. I didn't get in, of course, which is fine with me, since I have now, like, made videos that have actually gotten views, so I'd much rather be able to focus on my own stuff. But I know for a fact he did look at my application and, like, the video portfolio I sent along to him, so he has seen my videos, and I don't know, I feel kind of proud of that. Obviously, I don't know what he thinks. He probably hasn't watched the whole things, and I don't really exactly expect him to either. Here's an interesting enemy on the wall. It's an eye switch that occasionally spits homing fire at you. Yeah, kind of a weird enemy. Once its eye is opened, you can shoot it to kill it. If it ever opens again. Hello? Knock, knock. Open up. There we go. Boom. Okay, and then you just avoid it, and you should be good. When we get into the next room, it's probably going to respawn the eye, whatever. 2 redeads. Iron boots on as well. Let me take these off real quick. Switch back to that menu for quick access, just in case I need it. I know I could be using the Sun Song, but it is kind of more fun to be able to sneak up to these guys and kill them that way, so I'm just going to do it this way. Sorry about that. Sorry for not taking the meta strategy every single time. Bam! See, like, once you kill one, the other one gets up and starts to move to their position, and while they're doing that, they don't pay any attention to you. So, yeah. Easily exploitable AI. Here, I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Those who have sacred feet should let the wind guide them. Then they will be led to the hidden path. That's what they are saying. Man, these ancient people have quite the foot fetish. All right, anyway. Let me see if you can blow up the skull piles at the other edges of this room. She's going to the center there. Okay, I thought there was something hidden in here. Didn't think it was just an invisible chest. I thought I remembered you being able to blow up piles of stuff in the Shadow Temple, but maybe I'm just thinking of bottom of the well. That was useless. Thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. Okay, so, yes, indeed, we are being shot at by the flame eye thing from behind. That's okay. We have full health. We can take it. What we want to do... be blown by this first one. That'll send us to a secret passage over here. Bam! Continuing through the dungeon. Finding your way forward in this dungeon was probably one of the toughest things back in 1998. I can only imagine how this place was to explore for the first time. Okay. Ah, this can be bombed. It's got a little crack in the ceiling. In the top. Not the ceiling. That would be the fucking floor. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Plan B, Sun Song time. Get stunned, idiots! The power of sun compels you! Bam! Oh god, attack of evil pottery! I consider those flying angry pots to be the predecessor to the warrior jars in Elden Ring. Just a little headcanon of mine. I like the heart floating above my... It looks like Link is in love with the chest or something. The chest has appeared and this has caused Link to swoon or something. Alright, that was junk, so there's probably, I see on the mini-map in the corner, there is another chest in this room, so it's probably hidden. Yep, probably has the key. Yepperoni! People need to say that more, that's a fun saying, yepperoni. Why has no one ever said that before? Someone probably has, but still. Okay, so now that we're just over an hour, we are actually nearing the end of this place. Let's take a look at my map. Yeah, as you can see, we've crossed through all these rooms, and this has basically been a mostly linear jaunt through this place. Again, I don't mind one bit, but yeah, that is how this temple is. I don't mind just because it does add a bit of much-needed variety on the typical formula. I do think sometimes games need to change up their level design from time to time, or else it would start to get a little stale. And that's exactly why I defend Sandopolis Act 2 and Sonic 3. People already have expressed feelings of fatigue playing through that entire game, like Sonic 3 and Knuckles all together. People already express fatigue playing through that entire game back to back. Personally, I don't get it. It's only like 2 hours long if you know what you're doing, but I guess if you don't, then it is a pretty long game. But still, that's exactly why I like Sandopolis Act 2 so much, is it does change the formula pretty drastically in the late game, and it enhances the challenge in an interesting way. It's not a very fun level to, like, rush through, but to me, there's nothing wrong with that. That might just be me, though. I'm sorry you actually have to take your time in a Sonic level, I know. I don't mind Sonic 1 too much either for that exact same reason. Hello, smiley face. I guess you don't have anything hidden behind you. Sorry for what is probably a very nasally sounding voice. I sound even more like a nerd than I usually do in this video, and that's just because my nose decided to clog up for today's recording session. I don't know. Actually, no, that's every recording session. It's just hitting today's especially hard, and I don't know why. Okay, climb up here, and what the... So you're telling me I could have gone down here the entire fucking time? This wall, it's saying something. It says, if you want to see a ferry to the other world, come here. You're telling me this place existed the entire time and I never found it? Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. Where is the Skulltula? I guess it's on the outside. Maybe we have to climb up the block first before we can access it. I thought you could access it by climbing through there, but yeah, I guess not. So if you were to, I believe if you were to go down that way at the beginning of the dungeon, the block would be in your way, so you'd be unable to progress. Oh, I remember what you need to do. You need the help from the Scarecrow. What did I play as the Scarecrow's song again? I can't remember. Uh-oh. Let's hope this is enough distance. Okay. It's a song from Majora's Mask. It's the New Wave Bossa Nova. There we go, that's what it is. It's a New Wave Bossa Nova plus an extra left note. Perfect, okay. Don't have to climb onto the boat, because I think when you climb onto the boat... No, actually, never mind. You do have to trigger it to go first, but still. But yes, we are about to have a ferry. We're about to be able to ride a ferry across, and this is also reminding me of Hell's Kitchen and Robert getting the free ferry ride in Season 5. Remember that? Anyway. Any fellow Hell's Kitchen enjoyers watching this video, I can't imagine there would be too much of an overlap between, you know, Legend of Zelda fans and Hell's Kitchen fans, but you never know. Maybe there is. Yumpus. I like how the minimap suddenly changes its shape as we go between the floors of this room, even though there's not really any floors of this room. You see the Triforce, you know what to do. You play the song whose note pattern kind of looks like the Triforce repeated twice. Oh my god, there's 2 Triforces! We've solved it! The bells ring as the ferry moves. No, I wasn't talking to you, Navi. I like the big wheels, even though it's not actually doing anything because the ship is floating, it's still cool. Maybe it's like pushing the mist and that's how it's moving forward. Anyway, we have Stelphos to fight on this ferry ride. I don't believe you have to kill them. You can if you want to, though. I don't think that's gonna help. No, it's not really gonna help. Sir, can you just... Oh, there's a second one now. Good. Goody. Thank you. Thank you for just... Can I, like, get behind you, get an early hit? Nope, just have to sit there and wait. Okay, yep. Yep. I'm starting to realize just how uneventful combat with Stelphos is in this game. He almost fell off, but then he fucking, like, ledge grabbed or something. You see that? He just teleported back on. Oh my god, you're not dead yet. Come on. Bam! There you go. Now that we've reached the end, Link, the ship is sinking! Abandoned ship, get onto a safe platform! Yeah, if you're on that, I believe you do reset to the start of the room and have to make the ride all over again, so best not to. I got hit 4 times by those guys, man, rough. We got a door here, a way to go there. That's not the Lens of Truth, I thought that was. I want to see if there's anything you can see with the Lens of Truth across the way. Might not be, though. Doesn't look like, no, okay. What's through this door, then? I believe we're gonna need whatever's through this door before we can continue that way anyway, so yeah. Okay, here we have an invisible labyrinth with walls who are only visible through the lens of truth. They're there, but they're not, they don't look like they're there. I was gonna say they're there, but they're not really there. That is the most contradictory statement I would have ever said. So yeah, went with a much more accurate one. Where's the last hand? Last hand is right here. Bam. No. You do not. What the fuck gives you the right to just block all my hits? You know what? I'm done. I'm good. Don't need to fight. Ah, another torture device. Do we have another hole? No, we have a... Okay. Another one of these guys to fight, and judging by the door locking, I assume we have to fight this one. Of course, can't spin attack with the lens of truth out. So basically, invisible enemies just can't be spin attacked at all. No. You usually transform after this. Okay, I think I get these enemies now. They latch onto you. As they're tiny versions, they latch onto you. They take your energy, and they grow. I see. So you have to make sure they don't latch onto you in the first place. Don't you dare. What? You're so... There we go. I thought I killed all of you. I thought there were only 3. I swear I hit 2 others. Maybe it didn't fully kill them? Got a chest in here. A key, as usual. Stand underneath the torture device and get 100 years of bad luck. I already have bad luck, so... Actually, that's not true. My life has been incredibly lucky so far, so I really shouldn't say that. Pick you up, throw you against the wall, get the heart, eventually. Once it flies down into my bosom. That's not right here. That's actually not correct. My bad. Alright, anyway. Attack you, because you're in my way. Link doesn't have a bosom. That's your hint. Link would. Alright, I'm done. Alright, go to the other side. God fucking damn it. I'm not bothering. Going through this door. Got another spinny in here. Is that a shadow? No, that's just a piece of the texture that's not quite as lit as the others. Oh yeah, something else about this game I think is weird. Something else about this game's visuals. You notice the shadows under Link? Like, he only has shadows for his feet, nothing else. It's very weird looking, honestly. Like, none of the rest of him is shadowed. I understand that would have taken a lot of performance power, and so that's probably like the best they could do while still having a shadow, but still, I feel like even just like a big blotch under him would have looked a lot more natural than that. I don't know. It's easy to ignore, but still, it is there. Okay, I think this room is nothing but a gold skulltula, if I'm not mistaken. You have to make 3 launches into it. Hey, wait a second. The walls on the inside of these containers aren't textured, I just noticed. That's funny. Look at the item sprites. What are they doing? They're rotated all weird. That's unusual. Okay. Got a bunch of rupees. Suppose they could fill up my wallet back to 500. But yeah, that's all that was in here. No key or anything. Just the rupees and this guy on the wall here. Hiya! Now we gotta get the hook shot out. One second. That's not the hook shot. This is. Alright, I believe we have one more room in this little sector to explore, and then we'll be ready to press on. We'll be ready to press the on switch. Alright, let me go through this. Hiya, hey, hayot. This isn't the entrance, is it? No, it's not. This is a room with a spike trap that encroaches on your position. What you're supposed to do here is not burn it with the fire arrows, you silly. Why would you do that? No, instead you have to burn it with the other thing that also burns things. But it's better, I guess. And so this is the only thing you can use. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's basically the one time where Din's fire is required for a puzzle, outside of actually entering this place, which I suppose that would be your hint for doing so. Oh, I didn't realize you could, like, burn these guys and stun them that way, too. That's kind of cool. And then, as you can see, we've got the boss key before us. Let's take it. You got the boss key! Another thing kind of weird about that puzzle is how, the wooden spike walls have holes in them, so you might think you're able to hook shot through or something. Nope, you can't do that either. You have to use Din's Fire. That's the only way through. At least you can leave the room and retry it as many times as you want. I do believe their positions will reset, because that's just how the Zelda games were. Oh wait, I think the hallways actually form a... Thanks! I think the hallways actually form a pattern. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, we're actually down a decent bit of health, so why don't I use one of my potions? For once, in my entire adventure, I'm drinking a potion. I've drank potions a couple of other times too, but yeah, I have slowly been taking a bunch of damage, and once you break a pot, it never drops anything again, and when you're in, as long as you're still inside the dungeon, so yeah. We'll do that. Re-equip fire arrows. They might not turn out to be the greatest idea going forwards, but yeah. As you can see here, there was once a statue, and I think it fell all the way on the other side there, so that's your hint as to what to do here. If you go to this side, where these two pots are, you can see there's a bunch of bomb flowers on the other side. If you light them up, light them up, light them up, they're on fire! The statue shall fall down. And the cutscene really had to take a lot of time to process that. We were just sitting there for like 5 seconds, like, yep, the statue's fallen. Indeed. Honestly, I'm not even sure this needed a cutscene. But maybe it's for the best, just so people can actually orient themselves in the space. It makes enough sense. Nintendo just liked making everything happening in the 3D environment a cutscene for whatever reason, even though I think they could totally have just made it in normal gameplay. Looks like there's another Song of Time block you can play to access those hearts. We don't need it, we just drank a potion. We're good. Let's enter this door. Let's finish this thing, because we are very close to the end of the dungeon. Told you it would be short. Nowhere near as long as the water temple was. Though we still do have the boss, of course, and that'll definitely take some time. Okay, we will need the hover boots to get through here, so let's pull them out. Or sorry, our sacred feet. We need our sacred feet. All right, there we go. Hiya. Perfect. We are now at the boss door. Nothing else in this room, no chests or anything. I think we're good to go. I would recommend keeping the hover boots on for this next battle. Wow, I just automatically fell. That worked out. Probably the scariest looking boss in this game, Bongo Bongo. He has the silliest name though. If you do not have the hover boots on for this battle, if you have the iron boots, could you, what is it like with the iron boots actually? I'm curious about that. He's trying to grab me, gonna avoid that. Every time he bonks the drum, the giant drum we're standing on, you'll be stunned and unable to use any items to do anything. Actually, never mind, you can totally use stuff, never mind. Okay, interesting. I thought you needed the iron boots for this, but it looks like you don't need it. Oh no, that's gonna grab, okay, that's gonna grab me. I forgot, you need to stun both of his hands with arrows. Preferably normal arrows, since you can fire those faster. If you fall off the edges, there is poison water off the sides, but don't worry, you should be okay. Okay, I think we wanna wait for one of the hands to come towards us. And then we shoot it. Then we shall shoot the other hand. Ah, God. This is the problem with using fire arrows. They have such a long cooldown. Yeah, I'm gonna switch off of them. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Oh, I don't know where the fuck my camera was going there, but sure. It went to Neverland. All right, gonna do this. I want to say if you have the hover boots on, you have more control over yourself, but I'm not really sure, honestly. How am I not shooting the hand? Okay, there we go. We shot that hand. Now the other one slaps me in the face, as hands tend to do, you know? Now that they're both down, he's made himself invisible, but that's not something we can't do nothing about. Then he will charge towards you, shoot him in the eye. That'll stun him. Jump attack. Okay, I only got one jump attack in, but that's fine. It's better than no attacks at all. All right, now let me try. Oh, you can actually shoot his hands anytime. Let me try the iron boots. We'll be much slower, but that's okay. You don't really need to move around a lot for this battle. So let me do that. There we go. Now he'll charge. Gotta be prepared when he does. Bam. Bam! Okay, he should be very low on health now, honestly. I remember this guy going out quick for me before. Okay, iron boots make you basically unable to move, and that's it. That's the only difference. Cool, that's both of his hands down. Getting much better at that. Now we shoot. We jump. Jump. Hey, still not down. Still not down. I was trying to say that. I'll keep the hover boots on, though, because it does make sense. You technically aren't really using the dungeon's item on him here, but you are using a dungeon item that you obtained around this time on him, so it's kind of the same. Excuse me. Turn towards! Well, that almost worked. I've taken a lot of damage from this guy. I didn't realize he dealt so much. Okay. Oh, you can just get an early start on it right away. If only I knew that. Okay, let me get more arrows. Got to get a refill on those, because this is taking me longer than expected. Oh, you definitely have way more control over your aim and stability. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, there we go. With the hover boots on. Really? Really? That didn't hit. Okay. Sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that not hitting, even though it definitely did. Stay locked on. Hiya! And then, hiya! Bam! Down he goes. He melts into the same shadowy substance that came out of the well in the previous video, confirming he is indeed the same shadow creature. I think that effect is supposed to be darker, but the emulator makes it look weird, so that's why it looks all blue and staticky there. I shall take my 15th heart container! On my first playthrough of the N64 version, this is where my health upgrades stopped. We'll see if I choose to go on any further beyond this, but for now, I'm okay with having 15 hearts. Put on our normal boots, and take off. That's probably my favorite boss in the game. I love his creepy design, I love the idea that we're on a giant drum he's banging on, and it's actually kind of a hard fight, too. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina. As I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker, and I am also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When last I saw you, as we made our escape from the castle, you were just a lad. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. There's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon, you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face, and she will explain everything. That is when we, the 6 Wise Ones, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to Princess Zelda's side and protect her on my behalf. Now I put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. You received the Shadow Medallion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Only one more to go. Please look out for the princess. Man, that was a ripoff. No kind of extra special cutscene afterwards or anything. Whatever, that's fine. Now that we have done that, Kakariko Village should no longer be raining. Let's head back out to the village and confirm it with our own 2 eyes. And then we can end the video in peace and serenity. Like that one song from Silent Hill 2 that people should listen to more because it's fantastic and awesome. And it wasn't included in the original soundtrack release, I'm pretty sure, which is a crying shame because, oh my god, is that song good? Anyway, welcome back. Oh yeah, what I was thinking of is it's not included in the remake. Like, what the fuck? You didn't put, like, one of the best late game songs? Or one of the best songs from the end of that game you just didn't put in the game at all? What the hell are you doing, Bloober Team? Anyway, that is that. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, let's go get our big Goron sword and then check out whatever else is up there in Goron City that I've been alluding to the entire time. I guess not really alluding to because I've been directly mentioning it, but you know what I mean. And then after that, there is only one region of the map we haven't been to next. And the dots over it are flashing, indicating that we should go over there. Our next main quest target is Gerudo Valley. Thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.
Kick!